Alright, YouTube, check it out. I'm going to show you some shit that you ain't never seen before. Alright? This is Google Earth, and I'm going to read it to you and explain it to you like nobody has ever explained it to you before. Because what I'm about to tell you, nobody ever told me about this. Alright? I didn't read this in some book. Okay? Nobody ever explained it like this is their theory. No, this is my theory on the earth, the biblical flood, and how it came about, okay? First off, just to do a little bit of a preview, I'm going to show you some things that we're going to go over in a series of videos, all right? First off, I would like to know what this here is, just to start things off, okay? What is that? Anybody know what that is? Probably not, because I'm the only one that's ever found this thing. All right, look at that, off of Costa Rica. I'll show you how big Costa Rica is. All right. See Costa Rica right there? That's about 25% the size of that structure underneath the ground. All right. It's about 25% the size of Costa Rica. It's huge. All right. This is underneath the ground. All right. This is not a misprint. This is not shipping lanes or anything like that. All right. This is actually just underneath the ground, underneath the water, waiting for archaeologists to go find it and dig it up. I'm telling you, folks, you go there and you find that, it's right there. All right. Cool. Check that out. So I really want to know what that is. I doubt anybody's ever seen that before because I found that myself. All right. I'm going to explain this whole area to you between North America and South America, all that debris, all that construction site, all that movement of the earth and whatnot. All right. So check this out. I'm going to explain to you why top of Africa is washed out. The Sahara Desert is the way it is. And the bottom of South Africa, how that's washed out. That's washed out from between South America and Antarctica. You can see that where that water just gushed through. All right. Top of South America, you can see that water release through right into Africa right there. All right. So check it out. So you see India here. India did not collide with Asia. That's a bunch of garbage. All right. God has a scraping tool, his tools that he uses, whatever he wants, okay? So what he did is he scraped that debris off the ocean floor and scraped that up to create the Himalayas in order to hold back water after he was done cleaning up. I'll go over that and I'll show you and I'll explain that to you once again, all right? The continental drift, Australia is part of Antarctica. Antarctica is part of South America, of Africa. And yes, South America and Africa were together. And North America as well. Okay. I'll show you a couple things that I like. Alright, so first off, let's go to Jericho and the Dead Sea. Everybody knows about the Battle of Jericho. Everybody knows about Joshua. You see that? Okay, that act of God right there. Okay, that would shake the ground enough to destroy any walls, okay, that God wanted to destroy. God brought down the walls through earthquakes, and that is your earthquake right there. All right, look at this straight line right there of the earthquake as well. You can see everything is pointing to Jericho. All right, so I believe 100% that the walls fell because of that right there and that right there. God told the Israelites to blow the horns and scream and yell, and that would cause the vibrations to knock down the walls, and which is true. But it was God that created the earthquake that brought down the walls. God was finding out how much faith the Israelites had in them. It's not so much about the screaming, is that he told them to scream, and that's what they did. So he understands that they were with him. Okay? Now, lost city of Ai. Okay? Joshua's first battle. All right? It's not deep out over here where everybody is saying it is. It's fairly close. All right? Here's the lost kingdom of Ai. All right? I wish I had a better, clearer view of what it used to be. Google Earth has darkened it out for whatever reason. But you can see right there is the kingdom of Ai. And if you look at it, you can see the boundaries around there. It looks like an eye. Okay, that's the reason why it's called the city of Ai, the lost kingdom of Ai, because it looks like an eye. You can see the boundaries all through there, and there you go. All right, you see the structural wall in the front there. You see some towers right there. Okay, underground, and you can see that it's a little bit of a walk from Jericho. It's not right next door to Jericho, but it's not 15 miles away from Jericho neither. Okay, they need to get there and back quick. All right, so that's, I believe, where the kingdom of Ai is, right outside Jericho. There's Jericho right there. Okay, there's Tel Jericho right there. All right, so if you go down the road a little bit, all right, there's the lost kingdom of Ai right there. All right, so we know why the walls fell down in Jericho. We know where the lost kingdom of Ai is. The Garden of Eden is where the Tigris and the Euphrates meet, which is right here. Okay, here's the Tigris, here's the Euphrates. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the Garden of Eden, okay, in Iraq. All right, these are all water channels. I have not put feet on the ground to go look at this, but look at the size of this. There's no way that man-made is going to be able to make that. It's impossible. Look at those lines. Look how straight those lines are. Okay, look at that 90-degree angle right there. That's not man-made. Okay, no man on earth, okay, can do this. That can create this right here. This is not what this is about. And I want to show you something there. All right, right there. There's your Tigris. There's your Euphrates. All right. Right at the center, right there. Boom. And that water, they could take all that water right there. Here's your Garden of Eden, ladies and gentlemen. Adam and Eve. This is where it all, this is the creation right here. All right. So, I want to show you this right here. So I know that the water was all held back at this point where God created that berm to be able to channel the water. You could see that that's just overflow right there. China, that's just overflow right there. And this is a great view of this. Watch this. This is how I know it's just, look at that. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. That is all washout flood. That is drainage. This is the puddle of sediment that sat for how long and just drained down. All right, you can see all this. All right, it's all that is just washout. That's all flood. That's all flood evidence. Here we go. Look at this flood evidence, folks. I mean, come on. Look at this. Pakistan, Afghanistan. You can just simply see it all. I bet you at one time the Persian Gulf was part of the Arabian Sea. Before that got closed off right there. I'm not the Persian Gulf, the Caspian Sea. I bet you the Caspian Sea at one point was a part of the Arabian Sea. Those were connected. Persian Gulf didn't happen until after the flood. Okay, and that's what separated them mostly right there. All right, so check it out. So where did God hold the water back from? God held the water back right here in this bowl. See this bowl right here? The only place where you can hold back enough water to be able to flood out the earth. You see this 90-degree angle right here, this channel? Okay, that's where the water is going to come in and go out. That's the only place. All right, so to hold back the water, so say if you wanted to close off that South America and Antarctica, so you close that off, all right, and that'll hold water. North America and South America, they're right there. All that debris, that mess, just close that off, so that will hold water back. You got the Rockies that hold the water back up to Alaska, okay? Then you got Russia, and you got Japan and everything holding the water back all from there. All right, once again, so you got this whole entire bowl filled up with water. All right, now I want to release that water, okay? So all that water is held right here. Okay, so I want to release that water. What do? I breach that. How do I do it? Look at that, that's a footprint right there. But how do we do it? You breach that right there, you let that water release. You release this water right here between South America and Antarctica. That water releases. Where is it released to? Boom, washes out the bottom of South Africa. Oh my Lord. Okay. Where does this go? This washes out the top of South Africa. Fantastic. Okay, so now you got this body of water going around the entire globe, engulfing the entire globe with water. All right, after the water recedes, God wants to bring it back to the way he had it, so he has to clean up. So what does he do? He takes this scraping blade, scrapes all this mud and debris and everything right back to here, holds that water back. And what happens when there's too much water at one point? It just overflows. Nothing you can do about it, nowhere else for it to go. So we have that overflowing into China, which is amazing. All right, you can see that. You can see the washout from here. See that? That's just all washout. It's all debris. It's all that is. Okay. Once again, over here, that's all debris, all washed out. Okay. Another view. You see that? That's just sediment that sat there for years upon years. I bet you'd find so many fossils. You dig around all this right here. So much fossils going on right here. All right. And Nepal, that's all just look. Let's clean up some of this for a minute. We'll go over some of that. Look, you can see. You can see that was created, man-made, created, held that water back. That's how Mount Everest was created, the entire Himalayan mountain chain. That's how that was created. All right. There's so much stuff here, folks, that I need to explain to you. All right. I'm going to make a series of videos, and I'll let you know all about it. Everybody, if this helped you out a little bit, I want you to subscribe to the channel, like that video, and share this video. And that'll allow me to be able to show you more content of Google Earth and all the anomalies that I found. There's a lot more, but that's just the bottom of the barrel that I can show you. All right.